Hello everyone, welcome to Study IQ IS English channel. My name is Shubham Sagar. Today we have to talk about this particular issue. Are tribal rights in danger? And why we are talking about this issue? Because on April 2, Supreme Court is going to give a verdict on a very particular and very important issue, especially for tribal rights protection, individual ownership, community ownership. There are different words, different terms which are very important from exam perspective and not even like from UPSC or non-UPSC perspective, even as we keep on talking about it, general knowledge perspective as well. So are tribal rights in danger? And when we talk about development versus conservation, in this whole tussle between development versus conservation, or the so-called tussle between development versus conservation, are the tribal people worst sufferer? What do you think about it? And you people can give me your suggestions, or you can write your views regarding these issues at the or in the comment section, because we want to know about it. And let's talk about the fact that why are we talking about this particular issue? April 1, 2025, Hindu page number 12. Although it is an April Fool's Day, this is not an April Fool issue. This is a very, very serious issue and we have to talk about it. Ahead of Supreme Court hearing, rights bodies are sent to defend, oh my God, sent to defend Forest Rights Act, which was passed in 2006 and which gives protection and which provides the rights of community OTFD, other traditional forest dwellers, along with ST people. And there are groups who are concerned that center is trying to dilute Forest Rights Acts in some way or the other. Again, we will talk about these dilution. What is the whole issue all about? There are certain terms which we have to understand. At the end, we'll solve multiple questions, not only single objective questions, but 2 MCQs, and you will answer it in the comment section, the answer of those questions. So rights bodies write to Union Minister and Union Tribal Affairs Minister Jual Oram that we are having a Supreme Court hearing tomorrow, April 2. And please don't try to protect Forest Rights Act 2006 as much as possible, sir. We need this act and it has protected so much of our rights and we need it to continue. Although there are certain things which are an issue here and we have to talk about it. And there are some other issues also. They urge the ministry to strongly defend FRA, Forest Rights Act, passed in which particular year? 2006. Please keep it in mind. What else is important here? So what is the background of this whole issue? We have to understand why are tribal rights in danger? We have to talk about this as well. FRA enacted in 2006, important from exam perspective, which particular year it was enacted? To secure forest rights for indigenous and traditional forest dwelling communities. Please understand this. Here, not only ST, scheduled tribes, they are given, or their forest rights are secured. Even OTFD, other traditional forest dwellers, their rights are also secured. But there are criteria that your family must have stayed here for 75 years or more, and there are other criteria as well. So in 2008, an NGO, Wildlife First, they were like, sir, remove all those people, evict all those people whose FRA claims. So let's say you are an ST or OTFD and you are living in a certain area. So you have to claim ownership over the lands. Whether it is an individual ownership or community ownership, that totally depends upon you. So this Wildlife First says whoever or whosoever ownership claims were rejected, please evict these people. They are living illegally in those forests. So that was the whole thing which happened in 2008. Supreme Court did that. In 2019, Supreme Court ordered the eviction, which led to mass unrest and massive protest. Then Tribal Ministry intervened and they were like, sir, please don't remove all these people. There can be procedural lapses and we have to look into it. The court stayed the eviction and they were like, okay, give me a detailed report. What is this whole, rejection in claims all about? Let's say around 100 claims were made. More than 36 claims were rejected. So you can understand more than 37% of the people who were living in the forest, they were supposed to get out according to the claim filed by NGO. So all these things are going on and that's why we are talking about what is the issue, why these claims were rejected, and are these people not actually the traditional forest dwellers? And then there are issues why these claims may have been rejected. There are 3 levels of authorities who are looking after these claims. The first level is the Gram Sabha, and some people say that Gram Sabhas, they are verifying the claims and their judgment is overlooked in certain states. So we have to understand. Some people say that satellite imagery is used for verification rather than ground verification. That's why maybe so many claims have been rejected. Government has to look deeper into it, dig deeper into this whole issue, why so many claims have been rejected. Cool. So issues with review of rejected claims. Rights to claim that state governments have not properly reviewed rejected claims despite Supreme Court guidelines, and reviews have been either absent or arbitrary study, leading to repeated wrongful rejections, and people who may have been traditional forest dwellers, they can be evicted from these forests because you people are not looking into the issue why these claims were rejected and what were the issues surrounding it. Some states like Gujarat, and we are talking about the limitations of these claims and why they have been rejected, rely on satellite imagery rather than going to the ground and looking at these claims on the face level. You are using satellite imagery, and that can or that may or may not give you the reliable data. This method has led to wrongful denials as it does not comply with the FRA's guidelines on acceptable evidence. Even the Tribal Affairs Ministry has flagged concern over excessive use of technology. You have to go to the ground rather than satellite imagery. You can use it in certain areas, but you have to also do ground verification. And this is one. If you talk about other issues plaguing this whole scenario, sidelining of Gram Sabha. Gram Sabha is the first authority which will verify these claims. And as we have discussed, and as you can see here, sometimes whatever verdict they are giving on these claims, they have been bypassed. In Gujarat, Gram Sabhas approved 98% of the claims related to individual rights or community rights of these STs and OTFDs, other traditional forest dwellers, but the subdivisional, this is the second level. Subdivisional level committee is the second division, or second level rather, which will look into the claims. And the third level is district level committee. They accepted only 62%, showing arbitrary rejection. On what ground SDLC is rejecting those claims? What is the justification here? Why are you undermining Gram Sabha? That is also one question which we have to ask. And by undermining Gram Sabha, are you undermining tribal rights, so to say? Demands ahead of Supreme Court hearing on April 2. Maybe Supreme Court intentionally did not keep this hearing on April 1. And that is actually very good. Okay, let's come back to the issue. Right groups demand that Tribal Affairs Ministry defend FRA. There are issues with FRA. There are issues with these claims. But please, sir, don't dilute or don't do away with this FRA Act. It has protected, STs and OTFDs and their rights and their individual and community ownership a lot. They also question whether the ministry will present issues with rejected claim reviews before the Supreme Court. Supreme Court has asked for the justification, and that's why they have stayed the conviction. If you go back to this whole article and this video. So are you doing something about it? A copy of the, again, you can read this thing. Now, current status of rejected claims, we have seen more than 36% of the claims filed have been rejected. On what grounds? Are you undermining Gram Sabha? Are you undermining tribal rights? Are you undermining the rights of STs and OTFDs? Government has to answer it, and they will answer it tomorrow on April 2nd, 2025. And we are waiting for that verdict. Hopefully, in this whole scenario, this issue, tribal rights will not be undermined. They will be protected. And this 36% people whose claim has been rejected, they get their proper justice. This is the question in front of you. First question related to the role of Gram Sabha under Forest Rights Act 2006. If you know it, you can post it in the comment section. Second question, which of the following are challenges in the implementation of FRA 2006? There are 4 options. Again, have a look at these options. What do you think is the answer? You can again post it in the comment section. Then, again, the question which we have talked about at the starting, are tribal rights in danger? 36%, more than 36% of the claims have been rejected. Whether some of these claims will be accepted, what do you think is the issue? Should we give more power to Gram Sabha under FRA? And should we, do away with the satellite imagery, or do you think satellite imagery is needed? Or do you support ground verification rather? So what are your views related to this particular topic? A very, very important topic. And again, in this whole battle, so-called battle, or so-called I don't know what you can call it. You can call it anything you want to. Development versus conservation. The main question is whether tribal people are suffering because of it. And we keep on talking about it when we're talking about environment and everything, that there is a midpoint here. When we talk about development and conservation, many people believe it to be at the opposite end of the spectrum, but they do meet somewhere, and that middle point is known as SD. That is sustainable development. And we have to talk about the sustainable development. At the same time, we also have to protect the rights of these tribal people. I will share this PDF along with the answer of these 2 questions which I just asked on this Telegram channel of mine, Fun Study with Shubh, because study should be fun. And oh my God, our April evening batch, and that is starting from on 2nd April 2025, 6 p.m. The classes will be from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. And if you're preparing for 2026, join at the earliest. It includes, if you're a monthly top performer, you will get 11,000 reward. If you clear prelims 2026, you will get full refund. Prelims and mains residential program is included or are included. It is also including interview guidance program, because this is P2I, prelims to interview. Very good. And yeah, that's it from me. Whatever are your views related to this issue, why 36% claims have been rejected, tribal rights in serious threat or not, should like government do away with this FRA or they should keep it, and whether they should provide more power to Gram Sabha under this, satellite imagery versus ground verification. There are so many questions which we have to ask, and so many questions. If you know the answer of any of these questions, feel free to write it or post your views in the comment section. What do you know more about this? If you know something more about this whole issue, again, please share it in the comment section. We are looking forward to your comments. Take care, be blessed, tata.